அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். இன்னைக்கு வந்து அசஸ்மெண்ட் ஃபார் லேர்னிங்ன்ற பேப்பர்ல இருந்து நம்ம தேர்ட் யூனிட் பார்க்க போறோம். ஸோ அசஸ்மெண்ட் ஃபார் லேர்னிங் அப்படிங்கிறது ஃபுல் கோர்ஸ் பேப்பர். இந்த ஃபுல் கோர்ஸ் பேப்பர்ல இருந்து உங்களுக்கு இந்த ஃபுல் கோர்ஸ் பேப்பர்ல உங்களுக்கு 100 மார்க்குக்கு நீங்க எழுதுவீங்க. ஸோ 100 மார்க்குக்கு எழுதுறப்ப ஸோ நீங்க வந்து ஃபுல் கோர்ஸ் பேப்பருக்கு 70 மார்க்கு எக்ஸ்டர்னல் மார்க்ஸும் 30 மார்க் இன்டர்னல் மார்க்ஸும் எழுதுவீங்க. ஸோ அடுத்ததாக பார்க்குறோம் அப்படின்னா நமக்கு இந்த இதில் என்ன வரும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா நமக்கு இந்த மார்க்கை எழுதுறதுல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இது ஃபுல் கோர்ஸ் பேப்பர் அப்படிங்கிறது எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். ஸோ இந்த அசஸ்மெண்ட் ஃபார் லேர்னிங் அப்படிங்கிற பேப்பர்ல தேர்ட் யூனிட்ல இருந்து என்னென்ன கண்டென்ட் இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறத பார்க்கலாம். தேர்ட் யூனிட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா என்ன வரும் அப்படின்னா tools and techniques for classroom assessment in the third unit. So in this topic we will discuss about introduction and observation, self-reporting, and anecdotal records, checklist, rating scale, types of rating scale, and then tests. So these are all the topics we will discuss in this third unit, tools and techniques for classroom assessment. What is called tools and techniques? First of all, we will measure our students' activities, that is students' academic activities. We will measure some tools, some instruments, that is called tools. So like that question paper, our question paper is also one of the tool to measure the student activities, students academic achievement. So that we measure a lot of techniques, a lot of tools to be used to check the students academic achievement. So that first one is, what is checking? That is to conduct a tests, to ask about question, to observe the students activities. Self-reporting for each and individual, and checklists depending upon the aims of the assessment and quality and quantity of data. These are all very important in tools and techniques for classroom assessment. So first we will see about observation. What's called observation? Observation is nothing but to observe the students' activities. To observe the students' activities. That is called observation. That is, it is very essential to observe the students' activity. Yes, very, very essential, because student, to observe the student activity is very, very important role in the classroom. So that observation is very, very important. Then what are the steps to be followed in needs for observation? First one is planning, implementation, recording, and interpretation. So that these are the steps to be followed in observation. Planning. What are the planning to be adopted for each and every observation? First one is to define the behaviors of their elements. What are the behaviors to be observed in the observation? So first of all, identify their observed. What are the behaviors to be observed? And then selection the group of students for observation, and determine this time period for each observation, determining how to record the observations, selecting the tools for observations, and choosing the place for the observer. And then what are the implementation to be followed? Selecting a suitable place and observe the group of students so that they may not be our habit. Selecting a natural setting where the students can express their good behavior naturally. Focusing on the activities of the group of students without any disturbances. Recording each observation as soon as possible. Then recording. Recording is very, very important. The observer cannot record fast moving activities immediately. So the observer can use checklist and scoring card for recording the observation. And interpretation is very, very important, because the observer who is trained in interpreting the observation can interpret the overt behaviors of the students with the help of checklist used during the recording observation. From the video records of the observation made by the observer, a trained observer can interpret the result of his observation. So observation in planning, implementation, recording, interpretation are the steps to be followed in observation techniques. And types of observation, two types are there: participation observation and non-participation observation. Participation observation is observer or observed in their students' activities. That is called participation observation. And non-participation observation, observer cannot does not take part in the activities of the group to be observed. That is called non-participation observation. And second one is self-reporting. Self-reporting is nothing but which is also one of the techniques of assessment in the classroom. In this type of assessment, the teacher gives a questionnaire to his students, and the students answer the questions voluntarily. This type of reporting is also called self-reporting. That is, a self-report study is a type of survey questionnaire in which respondents read the question and select a response by themselves without interference. Self-report is any method which involves asking a participant about their feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and so on. And next one is anecdotal record. What is anecdotal record? Anecdotal record is a record, some record of some significant item of conduct, a record of an episode in the life of students, a word picture of the student in action, a word snapshot at the moment of the incident, any narration of events in which may be significant about his personality is called anecdotal records. So each student activities are individually, that is called anecdotal records. That is, individual students' activities to be measured, a record of an episode in the life of students, a word picture of the student in action, a word snapshot at the moment of the incident, any narration of events in which may be significant about his personality is called anecdotal records. And checklist. A checklist is a tool the students can use to make sure they have meet all requirements of an assignment that will be assessed. The teacher creating the checklist decides which features of the assignment are important enough to factor into how the work will be graded or otherwise evaluated is called checklist. Checklist, use of checklist. A teacher can use a checklist to observe the students' activities. Students use checklist to ensure that they have completed all of the steps and considered all the responsibilities. They contain the checklist of the behavior or specific steps which can be marked at present, absent, complete or incomplete, yes or no, etc. So checklist is very, very important in day-to-day life also. Then rating scale. Rating scales allow teachers to indicate the degree or frequency of the behaviors, skills, and strategies displayed by the learner. Rating scales also give students information for setting goals and improving performance. In the rating scale, the descriptive word is more important than the related number. Then we will see about types of rating scale: graphic rating scale, numerical rating scale, descriptive rating scale, comparative rating scale. First one is graphic rating scale. Performance is assessed along one or more continua with specified intervals is called graphic rating scale. Students' performance assessed in the graph. So this type of assessment is called graphic rating scale. For example, a supervisor of a nurse answers the question, how would you rate the quality of care this nurse provides to patients? Very low quality, neither low quality nor high quality, very high quality. Give their points. Very high quality, give 5, high quality 4, neither low quality nor high quality 3, low quality 2, very low quality 1. So this type of a rating scale is called graphic rating scale. And numerical rating scale, a scale in which numbers are assigned to each triad. If it is a 7-point scale, the number 7 represents the maximum amount of the triad. in the individual, and 4 represents the average. The rater merely enters the appropriate number of each name to indicate judgment of the person. The assessment or measured through number is called a numerical rating scale, like that. Okay. Then descriptive rating scale, descriptive graphic scale or descriptive rating scale, in which descriptive phrases or terms assigned to each triad. The rater enters the appropriate phrase after each name to indicate judgment of the person, like that. Excellent A, good B, average C, below average D, poor E. Then last one is comparative scales. The researcher provides a point of comparison for respondents to provide answers. Therefore, all respondents will have a uniform point of comparison for selecting answers. For example, respondent is asked to rate the sweet shop X in comparison to sweet shop Y in Kochi. Excellent, very good, good, both are same, poor and very poor. So these type of rating scales are used in our classroom or in research works. Then types of test, something such as a series of questions or exercises for measuring the skill, knowledge, intelligence, capacities or aptitudes of an individual or group is called types of test. A procedure, reaction or reagent used to identify or characterize a substance or constituent is also called tests. Then test is are the tools which measure the quality and quantity of performance of the training. A test is a systematic procedure for measuring an individual's behavior. It is a formal and systematic way of gathering information about learners' behavior, usually through paper and pencil procedure. Then kinds of testing: proficiency tests, achievement tests, diagnostic tests, placement tests. Proficiency tests used to test a student's general ability with the language. Achievement tests used to test how well the students are at achieving the objectives of the course. Most teachers are involved in the preparation and use of these. And diagnostic tests used to identify students' strengths and weaknesses, intended to ascertain what further teaching is necessary. So this is diagnostic test. Placement tests used to place students at the stage of the teaching program most appropriate to their abilities. Typically, they assign students to classes at different levels is placement test. So proficiency test, which is nothing but the general to test the general ability of the language. Achievement test is achieving the objectives of the particular course is called achievement test. Diagnostic test is used for to know about the student's strength and weaknesses and what are the measures or what are the steps to be followed to improve their academic achievement to the students. And placement test is to place the students at the stage of the teaching program, so that these type of tests are commonly used in our classroom or in our society. So that in assessment for learning unit 3, we will discuss about tools and techniques for classroom assessment. Introduction, that is what is the necessity of tools and techniques are very important in classroom assessment. First one is observation. Second one is self reporting and anecdotal records and checklist and rating scale and types of tests. So these subjects are these content are discussed. Remaining content are discussed in next video. So watching this video, I hope this video is very helpful to all the students in B.Ed program. So like, share and subscribe also. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.